Hey folks, welcome back to Erie Shores Prepping. I'm your host Greg. I told you so, I told you so, I told you so. Once again, I have told you correctly my thoughts on the political landscape, what to prepare for. When I did the video, 2024 is going to be a flashpoint, and lo and behold, here when the email just came through, which I did not know about before I did the video, Reap What You Sow. I have two authors that are now in complete agreement and have taken it even further into detail what to expect. I told you so, folks. Told you so. I'm going to credit Roger Simon of the Epoch Times, EPOCHTIMES, on this opinion article, which directed me to NewsWeek magazine. Exclusive Donald Trump followers targeted by the FBI as 2024 election nears. Dated the article 10/4/2023, written by William Arkin. And in this article, which I have read, I've taken some notes, and this is extremely scary stuff, folks. Extremely scary stuff. And he interviewed countless FBI agents under anonymity because they didn't want to be, hassled or told that they were talking to reporters, when whistleblowing on what the corrupt FBI is doing, what the corrupt Biden administration is planning for we the people. Federal government believes that the threat of violence is so great around the 2024 election, they created a new category of extremists to track down and counter. This is by the FBI. That group is Donald Trump Army of MAGA followers. So if you believe in putting America first, if you believe that the government shouldn't be doing what they're doing by having open borders, shutting down our oil, our gas, and going to our enemies, begging for oil and gas when we have plenty here, by having lawlessness across our country with no bail, and releasing murderers, rapists, carjackers, thugs looting stores across this country with no consequences, as congressmen lie in a sham impeachment of the Russian collusion hoax with no consequences to them. Adam Schiff got a slap on the wrist and say, "We're censoring you." Big deal. There are people's lives that were ruined by this lie. Yet the FBI and this government, this Biden administration, is saying that we the people who are not violent, who gather as our right to protest the wrongs that are being committed by this administration, we are now targets of the FBI and under surveillance. And they are created a department of counter-terrorism to thwart people like me and you who share open ideas and express our opinions. The FBI is to pursue, prevent what it calls domestic terrorists, referring to the MAGA movement. FBI intent on stopping domestic terrorism and any repeat of the January 6, 2021. This is coming straight from the FBI, folks. Experts agree the current partisan environment, I wonder who created that. Joe Biden and this administration. Experts agree that the current partisan environment is charged and uniquely dangerous with the threat not only of violence, but in the most extreme scenario, civil war here in the United States. Can you tell me when any Trump rally was violent? Can you tell me that? with the exception of January 6th and a few bad apples and instigators by the government, there has been no history of violence whatsoever. But they are targeting MAGA instead of Antifa and Black Lives Matter and any other anarchists that burned down cities, murdered people, robbed, and intimidated during elections. FBI focus on potential criminal violations, violence and threats of violence, anti-government or anti-authority violent extremism. So if I am saying, hey, I completely disagree with this administration is saying and doing, and we should get out and protest, I could be named a potential domestic terrorist with potential criminal violations for going out and saying, hey, we need to protest this bogus law, this whatever it is, censorship, and that they consider potential domestic terrorists. Potential acts, not violent, not advocating violence. I'm advocating my First Amendment rights, the right to speak and gather peacefully. And I want to conclude with this direct quote from a tweet from Joe Biden. This is a tweet from September. Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans are a threat to the very soul of this country. That's a direct quote from a tweet from Joe Biden, who is supposed to be the president of these United States. Because we disagree with the nincompoop, the buffoon in chief, the one who's making deals with our sworn enemies, Iran, and other countries, Venezuela, we are now labeled potential domestic terrorists. If you are flying a Trump flag, you've been noted by the FBI. If you attend rallies, you have been noted by the FBI. If you were on YouTube promoting saving America, making it great again, you are noted by the FBI as potential domestic terrorists. What kind of chilling effect are they trying to put on that? I can tell you what, they're trying to put away Trump to keep him from being elected and suppress the vote. This is direct election interference by this administration and by the corrupt FBI. And this is the very reason why you need to stand up. Whether you agree with Trump or not, the very fact that this administration has created a new department in the FBI to surveil 50% of the population tells me that they are afraid, very afraid. And that's why they are actively censoring free speech. And why are they actively going after your Second Amendment? Actively. Because if you can't back up your free speech with your Second Amendment rights, then this is what you get. Tyranny from this government. Told you folks, you can look it up for yourself. Roger Simons, Epoch Times, NewsWeek magazine, 10/4 of 23. Greg out.